What is up, everybody? J Nail here with my UFC 178 prediction video. Happens this Saturday, and it looks like it's going to be an excellent event. Can't wait for it. All right, let's get into it. I'm choosing Kat Zingano to beat Amanda Nunes. I'm choosing Tim Kennedy to beat Yoel Romero. Now, the notorious MMA Conor McGregor against Dustin Poirier. I have been going back and forth on this one since the fight was made. I don't know who's going to win. I want to say that off top. Not only are they evenly matched, they have similar skill sets, very well rounded. Submission victories, KOs, very aggressive. They both utilize controlled chaos, except for they're usually the one who's more calculated within the chaos, within the brawling, which serves them better. They're just even. They're very evenly matched, man. And this is a big fight. Whoever wins this can probably start barking for a title shot. There's a lot of heat on both of these fighters. Conor has a whole country looking at him, and he has since the beginning. So it's not like the pressure is going to get to him. Dustin has heard the talk. He knows that Conor has all these eyes on him, and he's not the type to get overzealous or emotional either, even though I think that's what it's going to come to. I think it's going to come to who makes a mistake first here. I really don't know. I really can't call this one. The only thing I will say is that I think that if it goes to a 3-round decision, that the decision will be in favor of Conor. I'm not saying he'll deserve that decision. I'm just saying if it goes to a decision, I think it'll be in favor of Conor McGregor. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and pick Conor McGregor. And I don't even feel right about, something's telling me, because that's if it goes to a decision. If it doesn't go to a decision, like I said, Dustin's not the type to get overzealous. He's very calm, cool, and collected, and I know he wants to make a statement here. And I like Dustin. I'm changing my pick. Dustin Poirier. Moving on. Co-main event. Donald Cerrone versus Eddie Alvarez. Another fight that I've been going back and forth on since it was made. Okay, this is the debut of Eddie Alvarez, and the UFC is not playing with these debuts of fighters who have a lot of heat on their name. Rin Nakai just debuted from Japan. They gave her Miesha Tate first. Here we have Eddie Alvarez coming in, worldwide known, considered to be top 5, top 10 best lightweights in the world, has held belts in pretty much every other organization except for the UFC, and they're not playing around. They gave him top 5 contender Donald Cerrone, who's on a roll, on the up and up. He's not just top 5, he's on his game. He's on a roll. I don't know who's going to win this. They also have similar skill sets. They've had very different opponents. Eddie Alvarez has had quite a bit more overseas opponents, Japanese opponents, than Donald Cerrone. I've seen more of Donald Cerrone than I have of Eddie Alvarez, although I have seen quite a bit of Eddie Alvarez. Will he rise to the contagion? Will he rise to the occasion? Not like I did with that line. You know, when fighters debut, usually it's the biggest stage they've been on, and there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes that doesn't do them well. But Eddie Alvarez, again, he's been there. He's been there. He doesn't have to act like it. So will he rise to the occasion? I think he has more of a shot of rising to the occasion than any of the other major debuts that we've seen in recent history. Having said that, Donald is on. I mean, he's really on. And he's such a nice guy who's kind of out there, who just loves to fight, that he's not even barking for a title shot when he probably should in a stacked lightweight division. I'm going to roll with Donald. But I could be wrong. This could be fight of the night. The last fight could be fight of the night. And I could be wrong on both. I just want to make that clear. Moving on. Main event. Demitrious Johnson, Mighty Mouse, the UFC flyweight champion, takes on Chris Cariaso. And, you know, I think this is going to be a pretty good fight. You know, they keep matching him up with big punchers. I think it's because the UFC knows that in a 5-round decision, it's probably going to be in favor of Demitrious every time, because no one can keep up with his pace. So they keep putting him against these big punchers, hoping that someone can knock him out. The hard thing about that is you got to lay hands on him, which means you got to touch him, which means you got to catch him, and they can't seem to do that. He's not only the fastest fighter in the UFC, he's the fastest fighter, I think, in all of combat sports right now. Except for some unknown person that I don't know about. So not only that, he's the most technically sound. He does everything perfect. He makes few mistakes. Almost no mistakes. Chris Cariaso started off with Taekwondo. He's become a very proficient boxer. So, of course, he has good footwork. The problem is, so does Demitrious. Demitrious has better footwork and better movement than the boxers do. Chris, in one interview, said he thinks he has the advantage on the ground because of his Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. However, folks forget that Demitrious is a wrestler first. He's much stronger than he looks. He just doesn't really need to use it, especially as of late. He's the complete package. Demitrious is the real deal. He's the most complete fighter in the UFC right now, and he can handle the pressure. This is his third fight this year. He's the most fighting champion that they have right now in the last 2 years. He's the real deal. He's one of my favorite fighters, and I'm picking him. Now, Chris has a puncher's chance. Of course, he has knockout power, so of course he has a puncher's chance. But quite frankly, I think this is the easiest fight for me to call on this entire card. Picking the champ, Mighty Mouse, Demitrious Johnson. Let me know your picks. Let me know any injury updates. I'm super excited for this event. I know a lot of folks are, so please talk to me. Take care and goodbye.